Hi, my name is Rich Oben. I'm the founder of the Motivation Mindset. Thanks for checking out my Journey video series where I document the lessons and the challenges associated with building an online video blog and YouTube channel from scratch. Today, I'm going to talk about the value of knowing when to ask for help. I had a recent, fairly painful experience that I went through, and I wanted to share that with you all today. So, I had made a decision a couple weeks ago now, I think, where I wanted to transition my WordPress website, my video blog, from the existing theme that I had to a different one that not only looked nicer but had more functionality both for the user and for myself to be able to measure and track different things and have different elements and functionality on the website. And so I purchased the new theme system, and I actually did some research on how to go about transitioning your website on the WordPress platform to a new theme so that you don't lose any of your content, and so that you're able to get all your settings and everything squared away and make it all look nice and all that kind of stuff before you actually make the switch over, so that it's at least as seamless as possible. And so I did some of that research. I created a development or a test environment, basically a sandbox version of my website that was not live but was testable and viewable so that I could get it all set up. So I spent a week or so getting all that stuff set up so that my website was functioning and had all my content transferred over and had all my lead forms developed and landing pages and all that kind of stuff. Got it all ready to go. So then I got to the point where I needed to actually make the transition, and so then I had to do another kind of set or step of research to figure out exactly how to do that. And for those of you familiar with WordPress, there's different plugins around that say they can help you do that, and there are some that in fact do that. And so I did quite a bit of research on that process, and I thought I had it figured out to what I needed to do to make that transition. And so I one day a couple weeks ago, I started that process to make the move from the current theme to the new one, and I apparently didn't have it completely figured out. So initially, when I made the transition, something in my WordPress backend got screwed up. And I'll say right now, I'm not a coder. I have a little bit of experience from years ago in college, 20-ish years ago, in learning how to write some basic computer code in like Java and stuff. But I'm by no means a computer coder or what some people would consider to be tech savvy. I can figure some things out by reading articles, and I'm not scared of that kind of stuff. But I'm certainly not a computer programmer by any means. So anyway. So I like I said, I'd done some research and I thought I had understood how the transition process was going to go, and I pushed the go button, and when I did, my front end website disappeared. Was no longer functioning. You would try to go to it and it said basically not available, not there. The good news is my backend was still there, so I could log into that, my WordPress dashboard, and try to figure out what I did wrong. And so in the process of trying to figure out what I did wrong, I made some more changes, and then unfortunately my backend went down to where I couldn't even get to my dashboard to do anything else. And so then I was really in trouble. And so fortunately for me, my wife has a cousin who her husband does kind of website design for a living, and he's a lot more of an expert in that kind of stuff than I am. So I was able to get in touch with him, and he was able to save my butt by helping me go to my hosting service website and essentially delete everything that was in there, reinstall WordPress, and kind of start from scratch. The good thing is I had backed up everything before I started, so I was able to at least just re-import my original website and get that back up and running within a matter of a couple of hours from the time I gave him a call. I had been dealing with my website being down for longer than that, but we were able to at least get it back up and running fairly quickly. And then, of course, subsequent to that, the process of actually going back through and recreating my new WordPress theme website all over again. I had to do that on the live environment, and I was able to get that working And that took, over a week to do that, and quite a bit of effort and time that I was basically doing it over again because I had done it the first time and lost it all over again. So it was a pretty painful experience. And so the takeaway, for me and what I wanted to share today was that, you know, for something that has pretty significant consequences like the lifeblood of your business, your website, being unavailable to your customers, to your viewers, to your audience, it really is important to make sure that when you're going to make a change of something like that, that you're 100% certain you know exactly how to do it, not just 95%, kind of like I was. So the lesson, the takeaway is that for things that potentially have high consequence, know when to ask for help, know when to even maybe go out and hire a consultant or something like that to make sure that you're 100% certain that you get it right, just because you can't afford to get it wrong. And that was a painful lesson that I learned. So I will certainly not be doing anything like that again. Hopefully, you will be able to avoid that same pain and similar kind of situation as I did. So thought I would share that today, and I'll see you on the next video.